people, are you afraid of using social media to grow your business? I know everybody is talking about it, but why not give you an expert view inside where you can actually take some tips and grow your business? वैसे I just want to tell you that this live will be completely in English because the expert guest that we have today is not an Indian, does not speak Hindi. She is from Nigeria. Okay, so first of all, I am super excited to be collaborating with people across globe because this really opens up the mind for better, because you learn something new, you get to know what other people are doing to grow other business or their business. So you must be open for the collaboration. Okay, that's what I have believed, and that's what I feel that you should be doing. So I know you have been seeing my stories lately that I've been collaborating with so many guests, experts across the globe, and that actually it will help me also level up the business, and I can then guide you better. Okay, so before that, I would just like to ask people out here, where are you from? Where have you logged in to this Instagram live? Put in your place name so that I can greet you better, I can invite you better to this live. Okay, I can see some of the people here. Karan, Romal, hello everyone, hello Aditya, hello Vidhi, hello Shweta, hello Shabir. Thank you so much for joining in, and keep ready with your questions if you have any question. Hello Aarti, thank you so much for joining in. If you have any question, do put in the question sticker that you see right down there, because that question I can just pick from there and put in front of the expert so that she can give her reply and tips, whatever she want to give. Great. Hello Kalpana, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. Hello Varsha, and also hello Panki ma'am, how are you? Thank you so much for your lovely presence in this live. Okay, I also wanted to ask, like, how often you've been using social media? You know, like, is it like daily? Is it like once a week, twice a week, thrice a week? Because that will help me let you know better that how exactly you can grow here. So my first question is to you, that where are you from? Where have you logged in from? Do write in the comment section. Meanwhile, our guests come, and also let me know how old you've been using. Okay, ma'am, I have a question. हम अपने reels में एक से ज़्यादा character कैसे play कर सकते हैं? हम कैसे setup करना चाहिए? Oh, Panki ma'am, thank you so much that you use social media daily. Okay, when it comes to playing different character in the reel, I hope you have seen my reel. So number one, if you have a team, obviously you can utilize it for the best. You can give certain roles to different team members so that they can play that part. But if you are a one-man army, one-man person, and if you think, okay, I also want different roles, then you can do a role play activity where one single person will play different activity. Like if you see BB Wines, Bhuvan Bam, what does he do? He's a one-man army, and all the activities and dialogue is given by us. So I think I'm privileged enough to have a team, and where I can utilize and make certain specific related videos that can provide different messaging. Okay, I am always up for experiment, and that's what I believe that you people should be also be up for the experiment. Hello Mohit, thank you so much for joining. I'm waiting for the guest. Meanwhile she joins, I'll again send her the request so that she doesn't miss. Okay, I think, you know, when you collaborate with people globally, hello Digital Pooja, thank you so much. So when you collaborate with people globally, you have to make sure first the time zone. Yes, I'll tell you, I have been talking with so many people just by managing the time zone. So for me it's morning, it's night there. For me it's night there, and there it is evening. It's another day, it's before day. So I know you've been seeing me lot many meetings that I've been doing. It's all because I've been managing the time zone, and thanks to my team who is also up for all these kinds of, you know, support that they give me, that I can actually bring in front of you those people who have a certain expertise. But meanwhile the guests come, you can ask me your questions related to social media. You know, I'm always up for it. I can speak for like 2 to 4 hours all just to answer you. Maybe you can benefit out of it, right? So there are so many courses and video. That is one thing, but life has its own value. Life has its own benefits. I cannot even tell you how much benefit it is. I'll tell you one example. You know, I also have a product based business. It's like a mall here, and we are actually an offline business. Okay, we don't sell like online. Bring one order, give order. No, we don't do that. It's a complete space where all the products are displayed, and you have to come and shop. But since I've been using social media, and I thought, if I've been using social media for myself, for my clients, why not give them another way where I can actually, okay, I think the guest has joined. If she can send a request here to join, that will be an amazing thing. Okay, I think she can join, right? Okay, let me just try. If she can send me the request, that will be an amazing thing. I'm just waiting for her. Okay. Great. So I'll give you an example for that. Okay, I have like so many things that I want to share, but I'm just trying if she can join me here, and we can have a lovely chit chat. Let me tell you, it's 1:30 p.m. there for NK. I don't know how to spell her name. I'll definitely ask her. But yeah, it's 1:30 p.m. there. It's 6 p.m. here, and it's a quite managing. Expecting to speak to you soon. Oh, amazing. Thank you, Akshay. We'll definitely have a call. Hello, Pragati. Thank you so much. Pragati has been a lovely student, lovely wellness coach who has joined the 30 Days Reel Challenge. And I would like Pragati to give your feedback on whatever things have changed for you in the comment section, so that people can get to know actually what you have done in 30 Days Reel Challenge. Okay, hello Vani Amit, thank you so much for joining. I'm just trying to figure out how to join her, because okay, I'll send her again. Maybe she can join again. Meanwhile, if she's here, she can send me a request, and okay, I'll add her, but maybe I'm just trying. Cool. Okay. Meanwhile, guys, if you have any question, please ask. I would love to answer. I'm just figuring out on a quick way to invite her in the live, because the whole live is dedicated to her. Okay, let me try again. Cool. Yes, ma'am is here. Oh my god, I can see her now. Okay, now I can see only her face. I hope she is here. She will come. Oh my god, you are here. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am good too. First of all, I'm super excited to see you here. And the live that is happening, I am super excited for it. Let's just introduce you, like, whatever profile I have read about you, it's all about being social media and influence. But I would like you to give it more insight on what do you do and how do you help people. Please go ahead.
All right. Hi, everyone. And thank you all for joining and inviting me, Neha. All right. So I'm NK. I saw you were trying to pronounce my name earlier. It's NK.
NK.
Okay. So yes, I am a television presenter, and I'm also a social media manager. And when I started, I actually kicked off as a social media, a television presenter. I've always been a media person. I love the media. And when I started off, it was as a presenter. I'm still presenting though. But then I just realized that there was something there in social media management. So when I kicked off, the TV space is very saturated and everyone is struggling to be visible. So when I kicked off, it was very difficult, getting the visibility I wanted as a TV presenter. And when I started, I wasn't really presenting on a big TV platform. So it was difficult, just a few people watch you. A lot of people don't know you. And so you're not getting as much jobs as you want, and you're not really out there. And so I thought to myself, I was like, I started to really research and I was asking, okay, if I wanted to get visible in the TV space, how do I go about it? And so, just in the research process, I realized that maybe if I could get visible in my own little corner of Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and WhatsApp, I might, start to get the visibility I was looking for. So that was how I kicked off. And in the process of researching and trying to figure out how to get myself visible out there in my own media space, I realized that social media was the thing. It started
Yes.
to give me the visibility I wanted. I started to get the jobs I was looking for. And I realized that, okay, it wasn't just TV presenting. There was something here in social media management that I really had to explore. And so that was how it started. Before you know it, I was talking to someone who was crying about how their business wasn't doing well. And it was a skincare business. I was like, okay, give it to me and let me handle it. And I
Yes.
did it for free. But the
Oh,
result
wow.
was amazing. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I could really do more of this. And next thing, there was a fashion brand who came and was like, okay, can you handle this? I heard you handled that. I was like, yeah, sure, give it to me. And this time I was getting paid. And the next thing, I was doing it for a lifestyle brand. I was like, all right, then here is the career path. And then before I know what was happening, I was doing it for lots and lots and lots of other brands. And now I have over 10 brands that I'm managing as we speak.
Wow. Wow. And let me just ask, like, what kind of audience you cater?
Sorry?
What kind of audience you help?
Okay, my own social media audience on my personal page, I'm targeting and I target people who want generally everybody who uses
Everyone.
Instagram, who uses media platforms. Because when I started and I was looking for brands I could follow, I see brands like on social media managers online, who are mainly talking about social media management for businesses. So as a business page, you want to grow. How do you go about it? But when I was looking for visibility, I wasn't looking for it as a business person. I was looking for it as a personal individual who
Personal
wanted to grow.
brand.
Yes. So I decided to cater for general people. If someone who's just who enjoys just making herself up, or someone who just enjoys eating food at home, wants to grow a community around this, how can you go about it? So those are the kind of tips I put out there, and those are the kind of audience I connected, and that means everyone who uses social media and who
Yes,
wants to grow.
that is really amazing. I think social media is one thing which can be accessed by all, which can be used by all. It's just one
Yeah,
needs to know the right strategy to maybe grow the
exactly.
influence or maybe to monetize. And I think it's a process in itself. You just cannot just join and just wave. It's a process that takes
True.
time.
Yes. Yes.
Right. So people out here, there are so many people who have just joined in. So NK is with us, who is sharing some truth bombs about social media, how you can use it, and of course you can learn from her tips that she's giving. So guys, if you have any question, please drop in the question sticker. She would love to reply. I'm supposing, right? Okay, so let's jot down some other question which people have shared with me on my question sticker that that you can help. So the next question is how to come up with the right content strategy for your page for the people who are just starting, or maybe for people who have started but don't know how exactly to go about. So what do you suggest on that?
Okay, so the first thing is when we're talking about social media strategy or content strategy, you really need to understand what content strategy is. And many people don't understand that. So, what is content strategy? Content strategy is the planning and the development and the management of your content in
Right.
plain words. So, that's what content strategy is all about. So, understanding what you need to do if you need to create or put up content strategy is what you need to be looking at. So, if you need to plan and execute your content, what are those things you really need to be looking at? The first thing is what is your goal?
What
So I
is your
meet
goal?
some people Yes, what is your goal? You need to have a goal. Someone spoke to me the other day and was like, I want to grow my social media page. And then I
Yes.
asked her, why do you want to grow a social media page? And she doesn't know. If you don't know why you want to grow your social media page, you wouldn't know what you
I think
want to
I think
achieve with it.
sometimes people just want to become famous. Just get to know me. That's it.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. You just want to be famous for what? For
For
doing
what?
what exactly?
For dancing.
Exactly.
For dancing on the trending audio.
Okay, then you need to tell us it's for dancing so we know how to go about it. Yeah, so the first question is what is your goal? So when you're asking what your goal is, things you'll be looking at is what do I want to achieve as an influencer or as a popular person on Instagram or on any other social media platform I am operating on. When you ask yourself that question, things that come to mind is okay, I have to carve a niche for myself. So that
Yes.
comes in. So what are you supposed to be doing with this? And then you think to yourself, oh, okay, I'm a makeup artist or I'm a social media manager and I want to, put myself out there more and get more, jobs as a makeup artist or as a presenter or whatever it is that you do. Or I love food and I want to connect with people who love food, explore different kind of foods or whatever it is that you want to achieve. So the moment you know that, that is where knowing your goal comes in. The next thing is to research. You need to research who your target audience are.
Okay, so
Who
before
are
before you move ahead to the audience, now that you have discussed on the first point is to know your goal. For people who have joined, I
yeah,
would really love you to write in the comment section so that you also can know what your goal is. And if your goal is like not right, maybe NK can help you to redirect to the right direction. Okay, so for people who have joined, do write me your goals in the comment section and we can help you how you can actually help out. So the first thing is to know your goal, and the second thing she said is all about know your audience. So please go ahead.
yeah. So now you need to know who your audience are. So who are those who are going to subscribe to your maybe makeup business, for example? So we know that women would really be more into the makeup thing than men, as much as we have a lot of men who are also interested in makeup. But you would know that your target audience is mostly the women. You would also know that these would be women from a certain age to a certain age. The child is not on Instagram. And even if she was, which is very highly unlikely, she wouldn't be your target audience. She has no
Right.
interest in that yet. So you need to know if it was a real estate firm, for example, you know that your target audience are people who are between some certain age and within some certain level of income. Yes, so
Yes.
certain level income earners and certain age. So your target audience when you want to sell a mansion, for example, cannot be a 16 years old, even if you find a 16 years old on Instagram. He doesn't have the income capacity to purchase a house from you. So you start by knowing who the target audience are, where you would find them, what social media platforms you would easily find these people. So, for
Right.
example, if I was doing skin or if I was doing makeup, I wouldn't really be dwelling on Twitter. I wouldn't find my target audience on Twitter. Like I would find them on Instagram or I would find them on I would go to LinkedIn. If I was a makeup artist and I want to really showcase my work, I wouldn't even start LinkedIn. So I know that okay, the platform that I should be working with is you know, um, Instagram or Facebook. So that's where my third point comes in. You need to constantly research, know where you to find your audience, and then the third thing is a
I would
content
I would
audit.
I would like to I would like to interrupt now. The second point that you mentioned is the target audience. You also mentioned that you should be knowing their
Yes,
income level whether they will be ready to invest in
Yeah.
your service or program or not. So can you please guide me like how to find that person is even eligible to pay my services? Do you have any certain things to research or something like that?
Yes. So, for example, I'm a social media manager, and I know that the people who would be paying for my services are people who have the capacity to want to grow their brand.
Right.
I know that if a 16-year-old who's still in school and who doesn't have money want to grow her platform should probably be doing it organically or be willing to pay me. But now, payments is going to be the last thing we're going to be talking about
Yes.
because for some brands that I work with, I actually take peanuts from them. It was just like
Right.
me speaking to you about the first brand I managed. I took nothing. I did it absolutely free. I didn't take anything. But then I built a relationship and I got a referral from that brand
Reference.
later on.
Yes.
So payment sometimes is not really, it's about dishing out value.
Yes.
You need giving out value. So
True.
as a brand on social media, you have packages, you have people who want to invest in it. Even me as a social media manager, sometimes I get people who DM me and they're like, how much do you take for your brand? I tell you the last thing we should be discussing is the price.
Is the
I want to
pricing.
tell you what I can do for you.
That
So
is
when I tell you what I
absolutely
can do for
true.
you and what value I can offer you, then let's talk about price. When
True,
I
true.
let you know the brand I've worked with and how I have developed them, and I show you the proof, and I tell you what I can do for your brand to grow your brand, then I'll tell you what I'll be willing to take. But sometimes I
Right.
would even prefer to, first of all, what are you willing to give to me?
Yes. That is also nice.
So they can trust you. Before you talk about pricing, they need to know you give value before you talk about pricing.
True.
So it's the last thing I think people who really want to grow on social media should be concerned. We know the end goal is to make money, of course, but it should be the last thing on the scale of preference and on the scale of, you know, what to
Onboarding
do.
a person for you. Right, right. Awesome, awesome. You just explained it so well. The value point, if the value point is clear, people don't think much before investing. True. So
Yeah,
when we find right strategy, you said first you should know your goal. Second is to know your
yeah,
audience. How about we go next?
yeah,
Do we have any other thing? I think,
yeah.
do you people also getting bad messages? There is a question. I guess there are every sort of people are there. We must ignore them and just move ahead, right? Great, great. So we were just discussing to have a goal, to know the audience, what other things we should be focusing to get the right content strategy.
Yes. The next thing is to conduct an audit.
Right.
You need to conduct an audit of your page. You need to ask yourself questions like, is my social media bio optimized?
Yes.
So there's something they call bio optimization you
Right.
really need to look into. And that has to do with your name. So for example, the social media algorithm right now, there is over 30 characters for the namespace bar. So sometimes I like to advise that you can use your name and still add what you do to it. For example, your name is saying this coach Neha.
Yes.
So people know the moment they come across you that
Hmm.
you are a business coach. So that's the first thing.
That's
So
the
it
first thing to
goes the
decide
same way.
whether you want to go forward or
If you
not.
provide,
Right.
so
That is
it's time
absolutely
to optimize. Personally, I do not like adding any other thing to my name. I just like to say NK.
yeah.
You understand?
That is a personal choice, of course.
Yes, that's my choice. But then there's
Yes.
something else you can do while optimizing your bio if you do not want to add it to your name. It goes to about you segment in your
Yes.
bio.
True.
Now, point, you really talk about what you do. So you cannot just say, leave it blank and say social media management agency. Okay,
No.
what do you really do? So they need to know these are the things you do. You're a social media manager. So they know if they're looking for a social media manager, they could come to you. You
Yes.
know, you could even go ahead and explain further that I help, businesses on social media to grow their followers.
Right.
You can talk about it a little. It's a great way to optimize your bio. So
Right.
optimizing your bio in the content auditing is one of it. But there is something else, and that is what do I call it?
Highlight.
Knowing your engagement rate,
Yes.
understanding your insights. You need to figure out how your other posts have been performing.
Right. That
Your
is
badly
important.
performed.
That is really important.
Yeah, it's very your badly performed posts, your high engagement posts. You need to know what all these are. Because at this point, you now know that certain posts are not very good for your brand or are not doing very well, are not engaging very well. So when you know the kind of posts that give you better engagement, you know how to create more of those kind of posts.
Yes.
So you need to understand
Repurposing or using the similar kind of content again so that people stay connected to you. True.
exactly, exactly. And then lastly, I'd like to say you need to determine the kind of content you're putting out there. If you're going to be working on Instagram and you know who your target audience are and you know what their pain points are, you know what kind of content resonates with them. And so you would know, am I supposed to be putting out infographics more?
Or
Should I be
videos.
putting out more reels? Would they see it? Would it resonate with them? Do I have to put up more flyers? Would it resonate with them? Do I have to give them more tips? You need to know all these things. Now you know what kind of content. If you're putting up the content on YouTube, now you know that the kind of content you are looking into are content that are video content. They
Right.
want to engage with more individual content. If you were doing animated things, maybe animated content, they'll hardly fly on platforms like YouTube. So
Right.
now you know who your audience are and how to go. Now need to know what kind of content you are going to, be dishing out to them. And lastly, it's brainstorming. You now need to
Brainstorm.
think about the audience,
Yes.
content. What kind of content? Where do I get the content? How do I come about creating those contents? All of these things. You know what the audience pain points are. So you need to start brainstorming on content around these pain points so as to give them value.
Wow, that was like a complete roadmap to even start thinking of what content to put up. But again, the point comes to only one thing is to first know your goal, right? If you don't know your goal or if you're just haywire with your goal, anything that you do will make no sense, like complete bullshit to the audience and they will not connect with you. Sorry. So for the people who, yeah, for people who have joined this live, you can mention your goal in the comment section. Maybe we can help you out or NK can help you out in framing it better, in getting your clarity game better, because that is the most important thing when it comes to using social media or anything. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
answering that. Okay. So for people, keep asking your questions. She would be really happy to reply. Okay, so the next question is how to show up on stories and what to talk to generate sales. That is really important to know.
Okay. So the first thing I'd say is when it comes to stories, there's a reason why Instagram put a lot of, the extra content
Effort.
on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stories are mainly for engagement. So when you're putting up your post, your audience want to know what you're up to, what you're doing. While I might not want to put up all the funny dancing and behind the scenes and some of the mistakes I made while at the office and some of my, messy decks and all of that, I can do that on my story. And your
Wow.
audience gets a bit close to you when you do all of these things on your story. Story is also a very good way for you to engage. And that's
Yes.
why we have things like polls, yeah, the questions, the quizzes. Sometimes you don't even know how much your audience are engaging with you
Yes.
until how much know you until you put up some of these things on your story. So, for instance, if you put up a quiz like "What do I do?" on your story, you'd be surprised that you see a lot of people who don't even know you, who
Right.
don't even know you. You're answering way up, or you put up a post and you say, you ask any question. You find out that that's the best way to find out how much people are engaging with you, how
Yeah.
much people basically your story is for engagement and trying to get closer and connected to your audience. So
True.
that's
True.
how. And I don't always think that using your story is such a great way. It is a good way, but it's not like absolute great way to generate leads. Um, it's more of the people who already follow you, the people who are already in your community engaging with you, getting to know you and
Better.
interacting with you.
Yes.
That's what the story is about. So I always advise that it's very nice to put up as much stories as you can, but don't flood your story. When you see the small, little dots on your story, no, people just get bored. When they go through the first story, they go through the second and the third and the fourth.
I'm just
No, no,
done.
no,
Let's switch to
everyone.
another person.
Minimal is key.
Great. I think stories are very important. It's like a building community of your own, and you can be as personal as can. Of course, nothing to be offended, but yeah, whatever on what level you can. So you must share stories, and that is really important. That's why it is named as story, right? Okay. How many stories per day would you recommend? A question from Fit Dentist Couple. How many stories per day?
Four is fine. 4, 5.
4 to 5 stories a day. Okay, okay, that is nice.
4 to 5 stories, perfect.
45 is perfect. Like including
But
everything
they
like
should be
lead
spaced.
generation tip.
They should be spaced in such a way that by the next day, when you are posting, they're able to overlap. So you don't need empty, story spaces. When people come, there is always something to see.
Yes,
Yeah. So
that
it's
is
always
important.
always space. I like to mention that they should be equally spaced if you can.
Wow, she's saying that it's an eye opener for her. So thank you so much, NK. You replied so diligently. Okay, so the next question that we have is can you get clients with less followers?
Clients with less followers, I'm wondering what everyone is thinking. I should answer be yes, you can
Yes, you can.
actually get followers with less clients with less followers.
Because
But I'm
most of
going to
the people,
mention some.
they just run away. Number of followers. I need more followers, with more business. But I feel that nurturing is more important than running behind new followers. As you said that using stories can be a great way to nurture people out here, right? So I think. Do you have any other strategy on how to nurture people? Any other way to nurture more people? The followers that we have. Am I
I
audible?
didn't get the last thing. I didn't get the last thing you said because the network was interfering.
Okay, okay, okay.
But
I'm saying
uh,
that most of the people run behind getting more followers, but what they
yeah,
lack is to nurture that audience. So, do you have any tips on how to nurture that followers?
okay. Do I have any idea on how to nurture the followers they already have? Was that the question?
How to nurture those followers?
Sorry, you have to repeat the question. I didn't get it.
Sure, no problem. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, you're audible now.
Great. So what I'm saying is most of the people run behind getting new followers right? But what people
True.
lack is how to nurture the old followers that we have. So, what tip would you like to
True.
share on nurturing those followers?
Two things: value content and engagement. Those are the two keys.
True.
Oh, there should be a on consistency.
Consistency,
So you
yes.
need to give value content. You need to engage with your followers. So your followers don't want to follow someone who is high up there and they can't talk to. They
Right.
want somebody who they can ask questions to and the person is willing to answer. They
True.
want to know that you understand a pain point and you can try to solve it, because the whole idea of this is being able to solve problems. And when
True.
you're able to solve their problem, go elsewhere. They're looking for problem solvers, they're looking for solutions. And when they can have it with you, they'll rather go somewhere else. So if you don't engage with the audience, they would hardly want to engage with you. And that's why I always advise people, when your audience make comments, engage with them, reply their comments. If you are too busy to reply at the time, you can like the comment and go back to it, reply. Let them know that you see them. They want
True.
to know people who love people who love them.
Right.
People are interested in people who see them. So when your audience knows that you see them, you love them, you care about them, they want to feel that way. And when they feel that way, they would engage more with you. And that is the reason why you would have your friends reply to your posts. And when you post something, they're, oh, you look beautiful, oh, you look good, because they know you care about them and they want you to know that you care about them too. So if you need to nurture your audience, you need to engage with them. In fact, even engaging in their personal posts as much as you can and when you can is also a great way. You don't have to wait until you post something and them engaging with you before you engage with them. It goes both ways as much as you can.
Right.
I
Right.
always
Right.
advise.
So, I would like to add one more
Another,
thing. Yeah. Should I add? Great. So,
I said
with,
another thing.
yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no. Consistency is just making sure that you're not posting today and you're not posting in the next 2 weeks. Or when you post today, the next time they see is in 10 days. They want to know that anytime they come, it builds trust. They want to know that anytime they come, you are here. They'll
Yes.
stay with you. But when they know that you posted today and they might not hear from you in the next 2 weeks or in the next 3 weeks, they're not really sure what to expect. They don't know if you'll be here in the long run. So they're not really interested in staying with you or engaging with you or anything of that sort.
That is absolutely true. But I would, people also face one question is, for example, they are super consistent. Okay, every day they show up, they create content, reels, stories, everything. But the basic comes out. They don't know how to make an engaged community. Like, for example, nobody is replying, nobody is commenting on their post. Nobody is commenting or answering on the question sticker that they have posted in the story. So, how do we start building that interest in the people so that they start coming to us, or how to build an engaged community? If nobody is coming to us, are there any outbound ways to reach out to people, some other ways that they can sell?
Value. It boils down
Value.
to value. I'm going to say this because this is my own personal experience. Before, people who have been following me from the get go, my social media was a mess. I was basically doing everything and anything.
Right.
I put up photos of health tips. I put up,
Makeup
social
tips.
media tips, makeup tips. I put up everything and anything. Put up random pictures of myself. There was no goal. There was no strategy.
Right.
You need to be intentional about your content. And I started to see results when I became more intentional about my content.
Right.
What
That is absolutely true.
people know what to get from you. They know why they are coming to you, and so they engage better. You stand
True.
out as a top leader in your niche. That's how you stand out. But when people know that you do everything, you're a jack of all trades, they don't really know what to expect from you. They hardly engage because they don't even know what they should be talking about. As a social
True.
media manager, people who to my page know that this is exactly who I am and this is what I do. My presenter community also know that this is what I do, so they know on what grounds they are engaging with me on. So if I put up a post, I could get someone asking a question because they know that I am the right channel to ask that question and I would reply. So I am an
True.
authority with you. But when you
Right.
are unintentional about the things you do and you're just putting up anything there, you would hardly engage. So I think the key is carving a niche for yourself and giving out value while at it. So if you have a niche and you are intentional about the things you post, when you are making a post, you are asking yourself, it takes us back to your goal and to your social media strategy and all of that. You need to ask yourself, what am I hoping to achieve with this post? And so you
True.
might be
True.
answering, is it awareness? Is it engagement? When you know the answer to this, you know that there are certain posts you put up and you hardly get an engagement with. Do you want to get more saves? So if you put up savable content, people would save them. They know that, oh, this is so much value. I can't grab all the information right now, but I can come back to them. So
Right.
basically, that's how it works.
True, true, true. Awesome, awesome. I think that is totally an eye opener again because you've been putting in some value bombs here. Okay, so I will not take much time of you, and there will be just one last question. And if people have any question, you can ask. You can come live with us, and you can ask directly question to NK. And there's one thing like people are consistent. They have a community. They are posting on stories. Are there any ways to generate leads organically? That is also one more question that people face.
Okay. Generating leads
Yeah.
organically.
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing is the Instagram algorithm have made it in such a way that they expect and they want businesses to promote and sponsor their content and their pages.
True.
Right now, pages who are above 1,000 do not get as much reach
Hmm.
in the next 24 hours as they should. So sometimes you make a post and you need to check your insight and you'll see that in the last 24 hours, not all of the audience have seen your post.
Yes, it's not
And even
possible.
in the next hours, not even 60% of them have seen your post. And sometimes in the last 72 hours. And that's why sometimes I encourage people to encourage their audience to turn on the notifications.
Yes.
There's recently, the Instagram, it now comes in the chronological order. So while you are posting, people are seeing who's posting just after you and just like that. But I would always advise that one thing is you need to spend on ads. You
Ads.
need, yes, you need to promote your content if you want to be visible. It all starts by dishing out value content. When you dish out value content and you make your page easy to access, you optimize your bio, you dish out value content. When you sponsor your ads, people know that when they come here, they get value. Remember, I mentioned earlier that it was very important to optimize your bio. This is because when people who are looking for the services you render go on Instagram, for instance, and they search social media manager, your page or your profile going to be easy to spot out because it stands out that you're a social media manager. It also
True.
goes down to your content, the kind of content you put up. It doesn't stop in the image, even down to the content that you are using, the content, your captions.
Of
You
the
know, you
captions.
need to tailor it such a way that the Instagram algorithm is showing your post to people who are interested in it. This is the reason why sometimes you are going through Instagram and you see content of people you don't follow pop up. But you get to find out that you've either engaged with people they follow or you've shown interest in that kind of content. So Instagram brings it before you. Sometimes you don't follow those accounts, but sometimes you check through them. And so that's
Yes.
what's happening with your own account. Only optimize your content in your captions, in your hashtags. You use relevant hashtags in your niche.
Right.
People get to see your contents appear before them in the hashtag, but when they're getting to search out um, people in that niche, so even your content, because right now Instagram use image recognition. So when you
Yes.
put out content, yes, when you put out content, they know what kind of content it is, and they can suggest it to people who are interested in it, even if these people don't follow you. And so you get to find out that the people who are interested in the kind of things you do and who would buy from you, organic leads, organic clients would start to flow in. And that's why I also mentioned consistency. When you
It's very
become
important.
consistent, 1 month, 2 months, Instagram will start to suggest you on the explore page. And the goal should be the explore page. We all want
Yes.
to get to the explore page. So that
Explore.
consistency to the explore page, and people would see us. It's the visibility we want. And then you can start getting all that organic leads and clients.
That is absolutely right. I think it all comes down to goal, right content, right value, and then consistency, which actually is a wheel to run a business on social media. And you just put it so beautifully that people could really resonate with us. And if you guys are liking it, you can take a screenshot of this live, put it on your story, and write. You can write what value points you receive from here, and please don't forget to tag us. We would be really interested and highly happy to know that we did something and we added some value to your life. So, any last word you would like to say, NK, for this live thing that just happened today? You know?
Okay, so I just want to encourage all those who are trying to get it together in social media that it's a process. It's a process. There's no rush. I also want to emphasize that while we all want a huge following and why having a great following is important, you can actually do great and get leads even with little following. I must
Yes, that
also
is
emphasize to grow that following. That growth is important because Instagram favors accounts with large followings. They would
right.
suggest it more, search out people in that niche. They are going to bring it out before they would bring out accounts with lower following. So we want all of those things. But I think we should be intentional. If we really want to grow, we should be intentional about what we are doing. We should know that it's a process and we have to follow through on it.
That is absolutely nice. I think it's very important to just make visibility game strong so that Instagram can also support us in showing up on the explore page and reaching out to more and more audience. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I am so grateful to invite you to show you your presence here. So thank you so much guys. If you are here, please follow NK. She can really help you in much better things. Just live was just an highlight of her expertise. So thank you so much and stay connected, and let's see if we can do something in future too, right?
Yeah. Thank
Awesome.
you
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
for inviting me. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye bye.